If you don't understand the big why behind why eXp is the biggest disruptor in the real estate industry today, or why so many agents and brokers are joining the company, then just don't join the company. It's important for people to not join a company until they've done their own due diligence on that specific company. And the same thing applies for when joining eXp Realty. Don't join until you truly understand the why. For me personally though, if I saw thousands of agents, top producing teams joining a specific brokerage, it would lead me to wonder and want to look and dig a little bit deeper as to why those agents made that specific decision. I've had a number of conversations about eXp and the structure of eXp, but to be quite honest with you, it's extremely tough to convey over the phone. Just recently, with the two agents that I've had one-on-one in-person meetings with, I've been able to show them this diagram, explain the model of eXp, and to be honest with you, they've just been blown away as to why more agents and brokers aren't open to at least hearing this information and seeing how that model operates. So today, I just want to show you guys why eXp is the biggest disruptor in the real estate industry today, and why it's the best brokerage to run a real estate business that you truly own. You dedicate time, energy, and money into the brokerage that you work for. But at the end of the day, when you decide to leave that brokerage, what are you left with? No ownership, no extra payments, no buyouts, no stock, no nothing. During my time at eXp Realty, I've actually had the opportunity to build ownership within the company. Currently at the moment, I've got 830 shares of eXp stock that I'm able to liquidate and do whatever I want with. I've also began making a residual passive income every single month by just doing the normal day-to-day tasks that real estate agents are doing anyways. The awesome thing about the eXp model though is that I've actually built something that I own, and it continues to grow year over year over year. So when I go out and I sell a house once, I get paid on that sale once. But when I go out and I help an agent change their life and build their business, we all get rewarded on that year after year. So I'm going to start by showing you guys the why, and to be honest, this is the only diagram that you'll need to see in order to truly understand the eXp model and how it operates. This one was shown to me in Las Vegas at my first eXp conference. This is a moment for me and many other agents when it clicks and it just makes complete sense. So here's what happens. So here's what traditional brokerages look like. Since 1908, Coldwell Banker has been in business. They started out with 50-50 splits, and that's what every broker was paying back in the day. Well, then Century 21 hit the scene in the 60s and actually dominated the 70s, but what did they do differently? They made the agents more money. They promised the agents that they would only take 30% and not 50%. In the meantime, RE/MAX hits the scene, and for those that don't know, RE/MAX is a 95-5 structure, so you pay 5% of every transaction to the brokerage. Sounds pretty cheap, right? Well, you actually get punished for the amount of transactions that you do. I know a lot of great people, a lot of great agents that work at RE/MAX, and they do a fantastic job. But as they continue to grow, they continue to pay that 5% with no cap, which can end up being $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year with franchise fees on top of it. Then arrives Keller Williams. Keller Williams, they stayed at the 70-30 split, so they gave 30% of every transaction to the brokerage, but this actually went towards their cap. You know, Gary Keller was smart enough to say, hey, you only pay $23,000 towards your cap, and then from that point forward, you're 100% commission until the next year when your cap resets. So the agents from Coldwell Banker, what they do? They went to Century 21, and then as RE/MAX introduced their 95-5 cap, the agents from Century 21 ended up going to RE/MAX. Well, then once Keller Williams came onto the scene and offered a profit share, a cap with an opportunity to make 100% commission, all the agents from RE/MAX went over to Keller Williams. So Keller Williams in 2006 had about 50,000 agents, which is very similar to eXp's growth at this point in their stage. But today, Keller Williams has about 150,000 to 160,000 agents nationwide. And at their peak had about 175 agents. So obviously they're starting to lose a little bit of traction, but still a very successful business with a lot of amazing agents that work for them. And then on the other side, you've got this company called eXp Realty. Now eXp's founder, Glenn Sanford, actually worked at Keller Williams prior to him starting eXp Realty. He owns 6 KW market centers. He ended up selling those market centers to a gentleman named Ben Kinney, who still owns and operates those KW market centers to this day. In the crash of 2008, Glenn figured out that once he got rid of the brick and mortar buildings and everything was already internet based, he could take his income to the next level. He offered an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap. Once you pay in that $16,000 cap, you're 100% commission until your next cap year resets. He gave the agents more money in their pocket and could do so without the traditional brick and mortar buildings and a lot of the overhead that these traditional brokerages have. Now, how did he disrupt the real estate market? Well, let's get into that. So I want you guys to see that this traditional side over here, there are traditional brokers. This is how they operate. They have their international ownership. The owners then divide the nation up into regional owners. So these people take all of the risks. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to own the rights to sell franchise contracts. Then they go out and find the franchise owners and ask them if they want a RE/MAX office or a Keller Williams office to operate. So this franchise owner now assumes all of the risk at this point and pays anywhere from $70,000 to $300,000 to own and operate that specific franchise. Then this owner has to go out and pay for a lease, pay for professional recruiters, and a staff to house all the people and help operate their business. Then at the bottom is where we come along, the agents. You sell a home and it goes up to the top to help pay for this infrastructure. The people at the top actually receive a royalty fee, so every time a home sells, someone is holding their hand out and taking a cut from my commission check. Well, Glenn Sanford actually changed that because when he got rid of the traditional model, he decided to bring the agents up to the top. He made the agents the owners. And he did that by sharing 50% of all company revenue that comes into the company. And he shared this revenue with the agents who helped grow the company itself. Now you might be thinking, how the heck do they make money? Sharing 50% of all the company revenue to the agents, that's just absolutely crazy. Well, when you get rid of all of the overhead, like Glenn did, because we no longer needed this infrastructure to successfully operate a real estate brokerage, and he also implemented a lot of disruptive elements like stock ownership that he can give to the agents, revenue share, leads that come in from KV Core, training from the best of the best. But why would the best of the best within the company want to train their agents? Well, because they actually own stocks in the company. And when you own stocks in the company and the agents succeed, the business succeeds and the stock rises. So these 5 elements are what's disrupting this old traditional antiquated model. Now, I'm not putting any of the traditional brokerages down. It's genius what they did. And every company that came out back in the day, it was a race to give the agents a better life, a race to give agents more than 50% of their hard-earned income. Now, what's happening is just a result of cloud-based solutions. Netflix putting Blockbuster out of business, Uber putting yellow cab taxis out of business, and Airbnb competing heavily with hotels. These cloud-based companies were amazing and did a great job of keeping more money in the hard-working employees' pockets. And that's exactly what this is. This is a solution. You can either rent your business over here for 10, 20, 30 years, and when you decide to leave, you leave with nothing, unless obviously you've invested, which I hope you have, but you still don't have any ownership in what you're leaving behind and what you've built. This is why eXp Realty is so disruptive in the real estate industry today. Here's what's amazing. Virbela is actually what runs eXp World, as well as many other college campuses' online portals. So we do actually have offices inside of Virbela. We have 700 cloud-based employees who work out of an office and help assist 85,000 agents globally run and operate their business on a very efficient and scalable level. We're in every single MLS around the country, and we're also in Canada and 24 other countries. eXp Realty has finally become a global brand. When you're selling real estate, you want to make sure that you're with a global provider, a brokerage that doesn't just tie you down to your specific state, but gives you the flexibility to sell in all 50 states, as well as 24 different countries across the globe. At eXp, agents all around you are open to helping other agents, because at the end of the day, we're all owners in the company because we all hold stock. And to be honest, you can get stock in a number of ways. You get stock when you make your first sale of the year, you get stock when you hit your $16,000 cap, and you also get stock when you hit icon status, which is either hitting your cap and doing 20 more transactions or a total of $500,000 gross commission income. So you can actually hold quite a bit of stock at the company when it's all said and done. And you receive this stock just by doing the normal day-to-day tasks that every real estate agent's doing anyways. So when agents come into eXp Realty, we're helping them because of the various financial incentives, as well as the ownership and the leadership qualities. Incentivized leadership does work. So if you're on the fence about joining eXp Realty, get with somebody who can help you understand this model, and get with somebody who can help you 2x, 3x, or even 10x your business as it stands today. If you're at all curious about eXp Realty, or if it could even be a benefit to you, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, click the Calendly link below. Let's get on a strategy call and I can show you exactly how this model and partnering with eXp Realty can change your life, change your career, and change your family's life. So thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great day.